Hi crafters, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to do a quick stencil card, but before that I'm going to batch some sentiments. So this packaging is for a new to me stamp and die set from Honeybee Stamps. It's these gorgeous scripty stamps and then the coordinating dies. Now I'm going to show you how I batch a bunch of these and put them in my binder, and then stick around and I will make a quick and easy card with one of these sentiments. So my friend Al recently, it was pretty funny, she got this stamp and die set thinking it was the one that she saw at my house. And she did a video very similar to this where she showed her way of batching, which is pretty much the same way that I'm showing you here. I'm going to add some extra steps and show you my binder and things like that. But I will try and link her below. If you aren't familiar with her, she's a brilliant crafter. She has just such inspiring, amazing ideas. And I will link Allison Hykela below. But anyway, the funny story is she saw what she thought was this stamp and die set at my house. But it was actually a different one. So she went and got this, and then I saw her video with this and didn't realize that this stamp set existed, so I had to hurry up and go get it. So that was our funny little mix-up. But basically I have two stamp and die sets, which are this gorgeous sort of scripty font from Honeybee. So I will link that and the other one below if I remember. But basically, I don't know if you can surmise what I'm doing here. I created a template on a slightly larger than half a sheet of cardstock. That is an original size Misty. Now I'm going to keep that template frame, and then what you can do is you line up your stamps within the openings of that template frame, and then you just die cut a bunch of the dies. So you don't have to worry about lining it up with the stamp and getting it perfect. You just basically cut a bunch of them out with your dies all taped together, so it makes it easy and quick. And then you can just kind of keep stamping this. You just pop your little white die cuts in the openings and then just stamp to your heart's content, and then you get a ton of them ready to go. So that's what I'm showing you here. You just kind of pop them out. I'm using a black pigment ink, so it's going to be wet for a while. I'm trying to be really careful not to stick my finger in it and smudge it. But basically I just nestle that template back in, and then I'm just going to keep die cutting a bunch of them. Now here I'm showing you, I'm actually keeping that template and those dies all taped together right in the packaging. So that way when I need to make more, I can just quickly pull it out and create it again. Now here's the next step. I decided I wanted to have some of the sub-sentiments from the stamp set ready to go as well. So I'm using this die for Tailored Expressions. This is their simple strips, but I'm just using the die cut portion, and then I want to use all these awesome die cuts to stamp some of the sub-sentiments on. Now originally, you can see here, I was trying to find a clever way to do it in the Misty, but it was just kind of warped with the way that it die cut, so I figured I would just pull them out and kind of freehand stamp with an acrylic block. So I wanted to have some of these ready to go as well, in addition to my batched die cuts of the bigger sentiment bits. So I'm figuring out what ones I'm likely to use, and I'm using that same black pigment ink and just free range stamping them on these little simple strip die cuts. So here I'm piecing a couple of them together. I'm just gonna make sure it looks good before I stamp it on one of the strips, because I don't want to waste it. So I'm just doing it on some scratch paper, and then I will stamp this down as well. So basically this is just going to give me a collection of these to have on hand as well, so that when I'm creating and flipping through my sentiment book, I don't need to stop and go back and get a sub-sentiment. I'll have some of these ready to go as well. So this is another batching opportunity for you, if this is your jam, to kind of be a batch and Betty like me and have a lot of the components ready to go. So a lot of people ask me how I determine what colors and things like that. In this case, as you can see, I just did mainly black stamping. This would be gorgeous with like gold heat embossing or silver heat embossing. I did do the one set with a blue color from Catherine Pooler, just because I felt like having something different. But overall, I just did simple black and white on this. But lots of options. You could also do a black die cut with white heat embossing. You could do any particular color. You could also do white heat embossing on the white background and then ink blend it to custom match your card. So lots of options here. Here's my sentiment book. You can see that page before was the other set that's very similar. Here I'm just nestling in this new sheet that I put together, and these are baseball card pocket protector sheets. I'll link them below. But this is how I'm able to save time when I'm batching cards and create a bunch of them. And you can see I've got those sub sentiments in their own little pocket. You can see here's a million different things ready to go. So here's the awesome product. I'm so excited to have that, and I'll link everything below. Now, here's a photo of the finished card I'm going to pull together really quickly for you using one of the blue stamped die cuts. Now, this is the Sunflower Scroll stencil. This is an older stencil in the shop at A Colorful Life Designs. If you do shop, be sure to use my coupon AmyFan10 at checkout, and you'll save 10% on your complete order. And like I said, I'll link everything below. If you expand under the video and scroll down, you'll find all the links. And if you do use my affiliate links, it's no additional cost to you, but it really does help me out a lot. So here I have this Whipped Honey color from Catherine Pooler, and then the same On the Lake Catherine Pooler color that I just stamped that sentiment with. So this way I know it will match. I have my Altenew blending brushes here. These are, I believe they're called small. They may be called mini, but the mini kind of confuses me because there's an even smaller size than this. So don't quote me on it, but I will link it below. And here I don't even have pixie spray. I'm just being careful not to shift it around with these magnets and with my hand. I was just being lazy and didn't really want to spray pixie spray on it. But I've had this stencil in my stash, and I hadn't gotten around to using it yet. So I was really excited to bust it out today because it is so gorgeous. And I'm just doing the two simple colors. I'm not even covering the entire card base. I'm working directly on a card base that's US A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to give you some perspective. This is a 6x6 stencil, and I'm just coming in kind of by the little flourishes or little curlicues or whatever they are on the two sides of the card. So very simple ink blending. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm just keeping it really simple and laying down some color. Now I got my sentiment book back out, and I'm going to go after one of these that I stamped in that same color. And I thought I'd do Oh Happy Day. So you could use this sentiment for so many different celebratory reasons. I'll probably turn it into a birthday card because that's usually what I need the most. I just liquid glued that down, and then look at this blingage. You guys, I can't even handle how perfectly this container holds all of these. These are all available in the shop now. How pretty are those? So I'm kind of holding them up right into my card project to figure out what color looks best. And I end up going with this Satin Light Powder Blue. I think it's actually probably going to be called Satin Matte Light Powder Blue, but I was considering this Crystal Opaque Atmosphere. That one is just absolutely stunning in person. But these are new to the shop. You can also use my coupon AmyFan10. There's so many of these in the shop now, and watch for new colors to come out as well. So I'm just going to lay a smattering of these down with liquid glue on my card. I have 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and again I'm working directly on the card base so it's nice and flat. I'm adding this additional pop of color that matches the blue perfectly, and that's going to finish my card. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about how I batch my sentiments and enjoyed this card. So thank you so much. I'll catch you next time. Bye.